Hello aspirants, and welcome back to another crucial explainer from Rungta IAS Academy. I'm here with my co-faculty today, and we're going to unpack a very recent, highly relevant diplomatic flare-up between India and Bangladesh.
Absolutely. If you're targeting GS Paper 2, specifically international relations, you need to listen closely. This isn't just your daily news cycle, it's practically a live case study on border management and bilateral ties. Let's get right into it.
Right. So the physical border itself is really the epicenter of the friction we're looking at today, especially in border areas like Golagganj and Assam.
Exactly. And the immediate spark for our analysis? It's a diplomatic note that New Delhi dispatched to Dhaka on April 30th. Interestingly, this was sent just hours after Bangladesh actually summoned the Indian envoy to protest some specific border-related remarks.
Section 1. The empirical data. Repatriation by the numbers.
Okay, the first number you really need to lock into your memory for your mains answers is 1,137. Since September 2020, India has sent 1,137 notes verbale to Dhaka.
And just a quick refresher for those brushing up on diplomatic terms, a note verbale is basically a formal, unsigned diplomatic communication.
India sent this massive volume of notes specifically to seek nationality verification for suspected illegal immigrants. The sheer scale of that communication is really what you want to highlight in your answers.
Yeah, and the communication doesn't stop there. Over that exact same period, India also sent 456 consolidated reminders.
Right, and the critical takeaway here, at least according to the Ministry of External Affairs, is the actual outcome. Despite this avalanche of formal communication, over 1,000 notes and hundreds of reminders, India officially claims they just haven't received an actionable response from Bangladesh.
Which honestly brings us to the quantitative core of this whole diplomatic issue. 2,862 pending cases. It's a staggering figure, aspirants. We are talking about 2,862 suspected illegal Bangladeshis currently in India, just waiting for nationality verification from Dhaka. And to put that into perspective, the diplomatic note flags that some of these cases have literally been pending for over 5 years. This massive backlog is the empirical bedrock of the current dispute.
Section 2. Objective Analysis. Bilateral Stances.
Now, as UPSC aspirants, you have to look at both sides objectively. India's official stance is anchored very firmly in legal procedure. New Delhi maintains that all repatriation has to strictly adhere to Indian laws and established bilateral arrangements. They point to those pending verifications as the main roadblock. On the flip side, Dhaka's reaction has been exceptionally strong, largely driven by domestic political rhetoric. They went as far as summoning the Indian envoy to formally protest remarks about border guards supposedly pushing in individuals, and they've issued official warnings about taking adequate measures.
To really grasp how this narrative is officially managed, let's look at a direct quote from the MEA spokesperson, Randhir Jaiswal. During a recent press briefing, he stated, "These comments must be seen in the context of the core issue of repatriation of illegal Bangladeshis from India. This requires cooperation from Bangladesh." This quote is a perfect example of how New Delhi officially contextualizes the political friction right back to that core backlog of pending cases.
But we definitely need to understand the immediate triggers on the Bangladesh side as well. The direct catalyst was a protest against remarks made in a media interview by Assam's then Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma.
Right, he made claims that suspected individuals were being pushed in through unguarded borders. And this led to some very explicit pushback and warnings from Bangladesh's Foreign Minister, Khalilur Rahman, and Home Minister, Salahuddin Ahmed.
Plus, you have to view all of this against the immediate backdrop of the recent state election victories in West Bengal and Assam. It is literally a textbook example of how domestic state politics can immediately spill over into foreign policy.
Section 3. Application, UPSC Syllabus and Interview Relevance.
Well, for GS Paper 2, this specific case study is an absolute goldmine. Right off the bat, it maps directly to the India and its neighborhood relations core topic. For sure, but beyond that, it perfectly illustrates the impact of domestic state politics on foreign policy. It's going to test your understanding of bilateral mechanisms for border management, and it even brings in the complexities of international legal procedures for deportation and repatriation. When you write your answers, use those specific data points we just covered to substantiate these exact syllabus headings. To wrap up, let's leave you with a mock interview scenario for your personality tests. Imagine the panel asks you, how should India balance border security and domestic political narratives with vital bilateral ties in the context of pending repatriations? Now, that is a phenomenal, high-stakes question. To answer it well, you need to critically synthesize the empirical data,
Remember those 1,137 notes and the 2,862 pending cases with the contrasting diplomatic stances we just unpacked? Think about how you'd formulate a balanced, objective response. Thank you so much for joining us for this Explainer Aspirants. Keep up the hard work, and we'll see you in the next session.